Mm. Good morning, Facebook. It's Scott here reporting in with the Daily Live. And today is going to cover a big subject that actually stops people. Probably the number one thing, to be honest, that stops people from focusing on the right things and taking the right actions to get your online program out there and launched. Because today's topic in the blog at 12 PM is the organic launch strategy. I wanted to do this before because I want to get the point across that you won't do that, or you won't do any of the other steps that I've done unless you get clear, unless you take the first action, unless you get the first bit of clarity and you build everything around that, which I'm going to talk about today. So, if you're here live, thank you very much for being here. Comment below, let me know you're here. I can see that there's people in the room. It keeps going in and out. Facebook always do that, but I can see there's people here. If you're here, comment below. If you've got any questions, let me know what the questions are. If you're on the replay, hit them below. I'm here to help you at the highest level. Interact, say hi, don't hide, don't be a spectator, be an implementer, because implementers take action and implementers get results. Okay? So if you've got anything for me, comment below, shoot me a message, I'm here to help. Okay, with that said, confusion is the enemy to getting momentum. Confusion is the enemy to launching your online program. Confusion is the enemy because the reason you're confused is because you're trying to figure out all the tech, all the website stuff, and launching your program. You're figuring out how to build your program. You're trying to figure out all that stuff first before you've even got clear on the first initial steps. And this is a big shift for people, and a big mindset shift, because most people are saying, I'm a coach, or I'm a PT, or I'm this, or I'm that, and this is who I help, and then they don't really know what they're talking about, they don't really know who they're talking to, and they just sort of talk within their own means and talk around their subject of expertise, and to be honest, like, most of your clients don't really care about that. They care about what they want, right? They care about what they want. So for you, like, you might be stuck trading time for money still. You might be stuck in that place where you're not valuing yourself. You're stuck in fear. You're stuck in anxiety. You're finding it hard to put yourself out there. And then all you know is trading time for money, and then just working your ass off, and that's it. So you're stuck in this pattern of doing that. Okay? So you get stuck in this place where you hit the feedback loop is you hit the invisible wall of terror. And that invisible wall of terror is fear, resistance, all that stuff to take action. And then when you hit that, you don't go through it, and then you bounce back, and then when you bounce back, you go into the next part of the feedback loop, which is self-doubt, and you start doubting yourself, you start beating yourself up, the inner critic comes in and starts beating you down, the ego comes in and starts beating you down, and you feel smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller every day. And then you snap out it, then you take some action, then you hit the wall of terror again, and then it keeps going round in this feedback loop. Then you look outside of yourself, and you start looking at other people's content. Then you get confused because you're trying to figure out all the tech stuff, all the website stuff, all of that stuff that you don't really need to be figuring out as the first step. So you get confused, and you get overwhelmed, and you just don't know where to look. Then there's this other confusion in your head about, like, if you've got current clients at the moment, you're just like, well, if I get clear on my client-centric mission, who I want to help, how I want to help them, and the difference I want to make in the world, then more than likely, to be honest, like, most of the time it's slightly different from when people were making a transition from trading time for money in their offline business and, like, doing their one-to-one work to actually launching their online program. Not all the time, but most of the time, from my experience, people don't want to be doing what they're doing, and they completely change what they're doing, and they want to help a different person. So they have this worry in their head: if I start speaking to this one person, am I going to put everyone else off? If I start speaking to this one person, are my offline clients going to go, what the hell, and leave me, and I'm going to be left with nothing? There's all these little things going on in your head that are just bullshit, to be honest, that are stopping you and that are confusing you from what you really want to be doing, following your heart. Okay? Instead of buying into what other people are saying, like, including me, like, you've got to figure out what you want. Do you want to launch your online program? Do you want more freedom? Is that the way you want to get your freedom? Because there's a million ways to skin a cat. But the thing for me, and the reason I chose this for, was because it's very low maintenance, very, 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 very low maintenance, and you don't need a lot of overheads, and it's really powerful that you can just have a bag, and you can go anywhere in the world and work. That was the big reason for me, is I wanted that type of freedom, right? Because there's other ways you can get your freedom. It might be a little bit of a longer road, and that's entirely up to you what you want. I went off on one there, but back to the subject about the confusion is the enemy. So like what I just said there is like probably half the reason you are confused, right? But see, when you just get clarity on, I'm not joking you, like who you want to help from your heart, how you want to help them. So you're saying, this is who I help, this is how I want to help them, and this is the change I want to make in the world. And you get clear on that, everything gets built around that. Like crafting your method gets built around that. Building out your content, when you're creating your content, you're thinking about who I want to help, how I want to help them, you're getting clear on all the pains and challenges, etc, 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 so you can create videos around that in your stuff. Because if you don't, you're not talking to them really, you're just giving them a lot of information that's going to overwhelm them, and they're not going to do the work, because you've got to tap into their emotions, you've got to tap into their emotional system, where they are and where they want to be, because then you can tap into them and help them make a new decision. Okay, if you can't tap into that, if you're not clear on that, then what are you meant to talk about? Because most people were talking about the wrong stuff. They're talking about the shit that they think their clients want to hear, whereas the clients actually don't give a shit about that. Right? And that's a big shift. And if you don't get clear on that, and then once you've got a client-centric mission, you go underneath that and you get absolutely clear on what's going on inside of your client and what's going on around your client and what actions are taken, what's going on in the environment, their emotions, what actions are taken to get their pain, and you just understand them, then everything becomes easier. Crafting your method becomes easy, building it becomes easy, because you're clear and you've got clarity. So can you see why it's very important to get that first, and all the work underneath it before you start worrying about the website stuff, the tech stuff, because all that stuff is just a process, and it's easy once you use the right kind of software. ClickFunnels. It's called ClickFunnels for a reason. You click and you've got a fucking funnel. Right? I'm not joking. Once you know it, once you understand it, it's really easy. ActiveCampaign is another, the way I recommend, to be honest, is your email marketing system to link it together to then bring them through the process. Very simple stuff when you actually get the hang of it, and that's why, to be honest, when I work with people now, I give them the email templates, I give them the trainings to all that stuff to work that stuff out. I give them the done for you templates, so it's just a plug and play into your system. All you have to do is change the content, because I understand what it's like to not be technical and try and figure this shit out, because I've done it. Okay? So it's time to step away from confusion, and it's time to make a decision, okay? Because today's blog's going out at 12 PM. It's going to be out your organic launch strategy for your online program, right? And it's all about tapping into your current assets, because the first step is that. Because at the end of the day, like, I believe marketing's changing. More people need more points of contact to trust you. There's different types of mindset you're working with. You're working with different types of people, right? Because you can be speaking to the one person, but one person could be a little bit further ahead in the journey than the other person, so they're in different mindsets. Okay, that's what I mean by that. So you've got a lot to think about when you're doing your marketing, so that's why it's very important to get quick results, is to tap into your current assets and people that already are aware of you, because then it's much easier to get that initial bit of momentum. So we're going to be talking about that today, but none of that will happen unless you stop trying to figure out all the tech stuff to start with, all the website stuff, block that out and focus on who do I want to help, how do I want to help them, and what change do I want to make in the world. Because when you put that message out there, it's coming from your heart, and it's the building blocks of everything. It's the building blocks. It's why you get up in the morning and read it and get connected to what you do, because when you're connected to what you do, you'll take actions you've never taken before. Okay guys, so I hope this helps. I hope you're going to make a decision to step away from confusion. Check 12 PM on my business personal page on Facebook. 12 PM the blog goes out. Check that if you've not watched if you've not read the earlier one, sorry. go back down the wall, you'll see them as well, because it's part 1, part 2, part 3, now we're on part 4, tomorrow's part 5, okay? Also at the end of today's vlog, you're going to get the opportunity to click through in the comments, not right now, but in the comments in the vlog, and you're going to get a chance to go through and watch 3 videos. 1 about diving into market, 2 your masterpiece, 3 your machine, and then you'll get an opportunity to actually come onto my live training next Thursday at 8 PM UK time, where we're going to be covering the 5 pillars to honour teacher freedom, and the 3 focus points that you've got to focus on only to start with, because if you focus on anything else, you're just creating busy work and busy chaos, and that's not what you want. Okay, have an amazing day guys, I'll speak soon.